Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the newest event ship that is currently a prize in the Ultra Dreadnought event that is currently ongoing right now, and this is HMS Exeter. This is a ship that kind of just showed up out of nowhere, there was no news or nothing about it, and then she just appeared in the game. It's always nice to have surprises like that, but it really catches me off guard sometimes, uh, as it is this time. But Exeter is actually a really good ship. She has an interesting matchmaking tier of 5.5, which means she'll be tossed into matchmaking tier 5 and 6 battles. So she has a little bit of range that she'll go across, but overall, she's a pretty good ship for this tier. She's really powerful in many different ways, and honestly, I just have a lot of fun. So let's take a look at what kind of stats we have, and then we'll compare her against a couple other ships. So we have 33,500 health. We have 12% torpedo damage resistance. Says up to a maximum of, let's see, 140. That's about 5.4 inches. Yep, 5.4 inches of armor maximum. Can't actually tell where that is. It doesn't look like the armor view is accurate right now. Maybe, I don't know. But it does say the belt is only 3 inches. So yeah, try not to get broadside because as a low tier heavy cruiser, if you get broadside, you're gonna regret it. Just like Ioba, just like Pensacola, it's the same kind of deal. You do not get broadside at all if you can help it. Let's see, what else do we have? Guns. We have 8-inch guns arranged in 3 twin turrets, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. It may not sound like a lot, but I mean, it's pretty similar to Aoba, at least. Even though she is a tier 6, but then you also have Ferutaka, which also has 8-inch guns arranged in 6 single turrets, so it's about the same. You have 5 rounds a minute, you can see all the stats here. The fire chance is pretty decent, you get a lot of HE damage, and you also get a lot of armor piercing damage. I did talk about this a little bit when the event first came out. She hits like a truck. She even slaps battleships for like 6,000, 8,000 damage. And cruisers, if you get the broadside, you can expect multiple citadels. Her accuracy is pretty decent, honestly. I have no issues with this ship whatsoever. And the shell velocity is pretty decent as well. Max gun range of 14.9 kilometers, a secondary range of 4.5 kilometers. You have a couple secondaries here and here. The matches on the other side. Um, Secondaries don't really matter though. AA, you have, I wouldn't say exceptional AA, but at least it does something. You can see the stats here. It's pretty okay. It looks like it gets up to about 3, 4, 5, 6, 80 DPS total if you go into within 1.5 kilometers. So pretty decent there. She even comes with a plane. It's a fighter. You have 3 of them, so that's pretty nice as well. And then you also have torpedoes. You have a quadruple launcher on each side right here. And the angles are pretty decent. And they do go out to 8 kilometers, which is nice. They're pretty slow with a slow rate of fire, but they're very stealthy at 1.2 kilometers, and they do have quite a bit of damage, honestly. I just kind of rush up to battleships if I can't whittle them down slowly with my guns, and I just put torpedoes into the side of them. She also has a speed of 32 knots. Now, as mentioned, I did talk about this ship a little bit, but she's just a better tier 5 when compared to other British cruisers. So at tier 5, we have Hawkins. We've done a brief overlook on Hawkins. We haven't had a full video yet because not all the British heavy cruisers are out, so that is still pending. But just looking at her, they are now available to play, so if you already have her, you kind of know how she plays. You do have 6 guns on a broadside still, however, of a slightly smaller caliber of 190, which is about 7.5. And you also have no torpedoes. You're slightly slower. Every single shell that hits you is pretty much a citadel. Your AA is not nearly as good. And yeah, it's just, it doesn't seem like it's easy to see how Exeter is better. Not only that, but Exeter also keeps the same heal and smokescreen that all the other British heavy cruisers get as well. So she doesn't even lose in consumables. Hawkins doesn't even have a fighter for help, but that makes sense. Her secondaries are trash, but I mean, she's not a bad ship. She can be definitely useful. Actually, let me see what her shell velocity is. 844. What is Exeter's? I think it was 857. No, 814. Alright, so Hawkins does have a little bit faster shells, but besides that, I don't really see a difference. All in all, like I said, Exeter is just a better tier 5. And then when she's tossed into the tier 6 game, she does go up against County. At this point, she may struggle because County does get an extra gun. I'm pretty sure there's the same guns too. Yep. Well, County also gets a faster rate of fire. Actually, maybe not. 4.6 versus 5. Well, regardless, County gets an extra gun. She keeps torpedoes. She has the same secondaries. How's AA look? AA gets even better. And she loses the fighter, though. As mentioned before, she loses the fighter for another gun turret. So, whether or not that is better for you, that's up for how your playstyle is. I kind of always like to have the fighter, just at least for spotting outside of a smoke screen, which is always nice. But Exeter is a very, very good ship, and I have no problems with her whatsoever. She's one of the better event ships that have come out recently. So let's toss her in the game and show you how she plays. Alright, here we saw the game. We are actually tossed into a real player game, so let's see what we have. Oh wow, there's a lot of people. We have a Britannia, and Juno, a Leander, and a Krasny Kavkaz. And we have another Congo on our side, Britannia, me, a Leander, and another Krasny Kavkaz. Alright, so this is one of those rare games where we were actually able to get real players, which is always nice. But that does mean my health buffs and speed buffs are not applied. So we'll just have to make do with the basic ship. That's fine. Alright, so what are the dangers? That Britannia is pretty decent. Juno I'm not too worried about, which is just an Atlanta sister ship. And the ARP Congo is the purple camo for Congo as well. Alright, so we're going to start off with HE. Leander, not too worried about those. Okay. So we're just going to try and wait to see the enemy here. So the cruisers are going this way. Looks like the battleships are going that way. One thing about the seaplane, like I said, it's really good for spotting because when you're in a smoke screen, you can't see outside of the smoke screen, just like the enemies can't see inside your smoke screen. But if you have aircraft overhead, they can still spot the enemy if they're close enough for air detection. So it's always nice to have the fighter above you try and help spot targets. And since you get 3 of them, that means even if you get a couple shot down, you still have some for assistance in spotting. I'm trying to figure out where the rest of these ships are, because I don't want to just rush in here too quick. But we could always just rush for torpedoes as well. Alright, so those are all the bots. So where are the real players? I'm about to get detected soon. So we may not have a choice but to smoke up here. So you can see high explosive, just almost 100% accuracy, immediate fire. There's Juno. Got a Citadel and Kavkaz. You know what, let's smoke up. Our fighter can still, well, should be able to spot Atlanta. Let's not stay in the same spot. She stopped firing. And she doesn't have a torpedo angle on me. So we're going to keep switching back over here. Well, there goes the Krasnikavkaz. The Atlanta's over here still. I'm being pushed out of my smoke screen. But that's what bots do. And let's see if we can just work down this Britannia a little bit. And then we have just the last two players. But yeah, this ship is actually really, really decent. Her accuracy, I don't really have a problem with. As you can see there, I was able to land all my shots, even at 10 kilometers. My fighter is still in the air. That's nice. You just rack up damage really, really quickly. And we are actually going to rush this Juno. Let's reclaim our plane so it doesn't get shot down. Torpedo angles, exceptional. But Juno also has torpedoes, but not as good as angles. And she's giving me complete broadside right now. So hopefully I can smack her with some citadels really quickly. Alright, we are detected. She knows where I am. She's not changing targets. Okay, no citadel, unfortunately. Those 6 overpens. But she's giving me an even better broadside. So hopefully... There we go. Ooh, her shell's hurt though. But there we go. Awesome. Let's put our plane back in the air. And try and find this Las Bretaña. Deciding whether or not I want to cap the base or not. It looks like my teammates are already on their way to do so. How is our Congo doing? Fine. Oh, there she is. AFK. Well, let's try and get a torpedo round on her then. And you just kind of, this is how Exeter plays. You just whittle away at things very, very quickly. And your guns do a lot of damage. Oh, well, when they don't shatter, that is. Getting close to torpedo range. It's 8 kilometers. Ooh, more shatters. I might want to switch over to armor piercing, actually. Double fire. Almost 6,000 damage. There's that damage I was telling you about. You gotta find the flattest part of the ship and shoot there. I don't need my fighter being shot down. Just really, really good damage numbers. And that's just what the ship just slaps everything it comes across. And the fire's been out. That's alright, we do have torpedoes on the way. And there we go. Alright, cool. So, pretty easy match, I guess you could say. There wasn't a lot of players, or bots either. There's only 5. But we still were able to do 102,000 damage, 3 ships were sunk, 80 shell hits, 1 torpedo hit, 7 citadels, 3 fires, 1 flooding, and 1 defended cap. Yeah, it's easy to see the stats here. And then, yeah, we did a lot of damage with our armor piercing, some with our high explosive, some with fires, and then we had that 1 torpedo at the end. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. As mentioned though, she is a really decent ship. She can be earned in the current event for the Ultra Dreadnought Tosa. She only takes 50,000 points. If you are willing to buy the point packs that are in the shop, you can get her immediately. But if you just prefer to grind the event without actually spending any money or diamonds, then you can get her that way as well. But yeah, she's a really decent event ship. One that I actually do really like, which is kind of rare compared to all the other event ships. But she's very nice. I do enjoy her. Do recommend her as well. I really don't see any flaws. She has decent guns. I mean, secondaries aren't important. She has decent AA. She has torpedoes. She has speed. She has smoke. She has a seaplane. And she has armor if you know how to use it. The high explosive will always be a downfall of you, as we just saw against that Atlanta. She was shooting the massive tower I have as a bridge. Alright, with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content. And tomorrow we kind of have a surprise. So not only did I actually get Hornet already, I was able to get her a couple days ago, and I've had a few games with her. And she has a surprising gameplay, honestly. And we'll get into that when we go over her video tomorrow, because, or the day after that. Because tomorrow I was able to get the space iridescent loot boxes. And so we will be going over her because this is the first time I've had the ship, and oh boy is it fun. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be going over the Space Camel Bismarck, and then we'll be going over Hornet. Side note, it was the Chinese Lunar New Year this week, and that is why there is no update. So we just have what we have for the next week, which is fine. We have a nice event, and we can grind that. I still have a few more prizes to win for the event. I had the free XP and the rank point. And so we'll be just going over these next 2 ships for the next couple days. So again, thank you for watching, and take care.